In this video, we are going to talk about root mean square value of alternating current. In the previous video, we already talked about the average value of alternating current over one complete cycle, which was 0, and over half the cycle. But both of those average values are not of much practical use. What we use practically, what scientists use practically, is the root mean square value of alternating current. Why is it so important? I will tell you towards the end of the video. The root mean square value of AC is also called the virtual or effective value of AC. Now, to calculate the root mean square value of alternating current, let us first talk about the mean part. This mean means average. So, if we talk about the average current, or before we talk about the average current, if you want to find out the average or mean of any number of quantities, then we follow a general simple formula that average of any number of quantities will be equal to sum of all those quantities divided by the total number of quantities. So when we are talking about the average current, it will be equal to total amount of current divided by the total time. So total amount of current over a time period, let us say T, divided by that total time period T. This will give us the average value. So this comes from the general formula of the average value. So you can pretty much apply this formula anywhere. For average current, if we write the total amount of current, then total amount of current over a time period T can be written in the form of integration like this. This is the total amount of current, and we are adding all these currents over a time T. So that will give us the total current divided by the total time. Total time can also be given by this integration of dt from 0 to T. So we are calculating average value of current over a time period T. So this is the mean part. Now come to the square part. Square means square of this mean. So we are taking a square. So we square on both sides. If we have I average square over LHS, then on RHS the numerator will become from I to I square. In denominator we have 1 here. So square of 1 is 1. So there is no difference in there is no change in the denominator. So this is the mean square part. Now comes the root part. Root is the root mean square is the IRMS. IRMS, root mean square value of current. This is equal to root of square of average. So that means we put a sign of root here, and inside we have square of average. So we have to actually calculate this expression. We have to simplify this expression to get the value of RMS current. So we are putting I equals to Im sin omega t. We already know this. We have been using it. So here we put I equals to Im sin omega t. So we will get Im square sin square omega t dt upon the denominator is also under root upon 0 to t dt. Now Im is the peak value of current. Peak value will not change. It is constant. So we can take it outside of integration. So Im square is here. The denominator is 1 dt. So integration of 1 will be t, and if we put the limits, then we will get capital T. You can do it this part on your own. It's simple calculation. So denominator will be capital T. Now what is remaining inside the integration sign is sin square omega t. So here we use a trigonometric identity. You should note down this identity. Using the identity, sin square theta equals to 1 minus cos 2 theta upon 2. So this is a trigonometric identity. If we apply this here, then it will be sin square omega t, and sin square omega t will be equal to 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2. So we are integrating 1 minus cos 2 omega t upon 2. This 2 can be taken outside. It is a constant value. It will not be integrated. So we have 2t, and this we are going to integrate with respect to time. So if we integrate this, now this is the mathematical part that you can do yourself. Integration of 1 will be t. Integration of cos 2 omega t is sin 2 omega t upon 2 omega. Integration of this part is sin 2 omega t upon 2 omega, and then we will apply the limit from 0 to t. So if we apply the final limit first, we always apply the final limit first. So we will have Im square upon 2t, and here we will have, instead of this, we have capital T minus sine 2 omega capital T. Now I am also writing omega in the form of T. So we will have sine, this 2 will come here as it is. Omega can be written as 2 pi by T, and this T will be equal to capital T divided by 2 omega. Minus the initial limit. If we put the initial limit, it is 0, so this will become 0. Sine 2 omega into 0 will become sine 0. Sine 0 is 0. So if we put the initial limit, that entire term will become 0. So I am not writing it here. Here we have T will get cancelled out. 2 will become, so I can write it like this. This expression, if we simplify, then we will get sine of 4 pi. Now sine of 0 degree, sine of 2 pi, sine of 4 pi, they are all the same. They have the value 0. Sine 0 is 0, sine 2 pi is also 0, sine 4 pi is also 0, sine 6 pi, sine 8 pi, 10 pi, all of them are 0. So this entire term becomes equal to 0. So all we are left now with is capital T. So this is the RMS value. Now if you simplify further, then this T will get cancelled out, and the RMS value that we are going to get is 1 upon root 2 into Im. 1 upon root 2, if you calculate, comes out to be 0.707. This value you should memorize. It is used very often. 1 upon root 2, 1 upon root 3. These values you should memorize. 0.707 of Im, that is the peak current. So this is the value of root mean square of current. Similarly, we can find out root mean square voltage. So that will be given as Vrms, which will be 0.707 of peak voltage. So you have both the formula for root mean square value of current and root mean square value of voltage. Now let us come to the part which I talked about earlier. Why is this so important? This is important because if you look at the final result carefully, the IRMS value is 0.707 of the peak value, and this is the value that we get from the supply. So when we talk about that our switch, that from the plug of our house, from the switch of our house, we are getting a supply of 220 volt, then this 220 volt is not the peak current, it is actually the value of IRMS current. So that is why it is important, because anywhere where we are using the current to draw any circuit, to work any appliance, to draw any circuit diagram, we always use the RMS value of current. We never use the peak value of current. So if I represent this in the form of, say, current time graph like this, and this is the graph, this value is, we know that the peak value, and we will have another graph like this. This value is the IRMS value, and this is the supply that we get from our power of the house. So that is why it is important, because we always use IRMS, we never use peak, and from here we can also find out that the peak value of voltage that we are receiving in our houses is actually higher than what is rated there. It is rated 220 volt, but 220 volt is the RMS value. The peak value is actually IRMS divided by 0.707. So if we write this is actually the peak value of current that is coming inside our house. So this will come out around approximately 311 voltage. You can find out yourself. So this is the value of current that we are getting inside our house. Out of this current, we are using only 220 volt. That means we are using only RMS value to work our appliances. That makes the RMS value so important. That is why we have done all this derivation. So remember, these are the values of IRMS. These are direct formula. Use this formula in your questions directly.